Hey guys, a few of my meditation words, I guess you'd call them, but words have vibration or represent vibration. They have a energy to them, and words are very powerful, and they're a way to describe an energy or a situation or something, because energy being something you see a tree, it's green, it's rough textured, it's moss on one side. That's an energy. You're seeing its vibration. And then you're using words to describe what you want to call that vibration. So words really relate to vibrations. So it seems like a long way to say this point. I, in the last year, been really sort of doubling down on let me stir up the whole pot on what's going on in the world in spirituality. Not religion, but spirituality. And so I found a lot of good stuff, and in the end I kind of just came back to where I was, but with more confidence, because I'm like, well, there's nothing else out there. Nothing's happened since the last time I looked. So, but anyway, in some ways you could say a lot's happened. Well, it's lots happened for a lot of people, but my view of the origin and destiny of man has not changed, let's say that. So anyway, I, in that quest, sort of came across a bunch of healers. There's a whole bunch of healers going on, so that's where you could say something's changed. But there was healers when I was really into the whole metaphysical stuff back in the early 80s. But really in the late 70s even. But anyhow, that's irrelevant. But back then there was a lot of people doing healing. There was books on people who were healers, and there was how to heal and all that kind of stuff. But there wasn't much talk about it, and there weren't classes at school you could go to. But now there's whole colleges of, becoming a healer. So anyway, and there's a lot of people that are really good at it. So the whole thing of, oh, that's hocus pocus, and nobody can put their hands on you and heal you, and no one can heal you, through prayer and stuff like that. That's been disproven, most everybody would argue against that. So, it's not disproven. Still plenty of scientists will say that they're here to prove everything, false. And it's like, oh, well, I can show you videos after video of people who will show you and attest to the fact that if I could heal you and you want to be sure you can't be healed, or that I'm going to be revealed in some way to be bogus or whatever else, you're going to have that effect on me. In other words, most psychics cannot do psychic readings for anything or one who doesn't want it. So the mere scientist saying, show me magic, or show me the proof that this is not magic, is going to get proof that it's not magic. And the one who believes that it is magic, and that it's not even magic, it's just the way things are. It's just like Einstein said, everything is the way it's supposed to be because it's all vibration, it's all perfect. You can't have cold next to hot without warm in between. You can't have, blah, blah, blah. You know the situation. It's all balanced, homeostasis. That happens everywhere in science, everywhere in the universe, everywhere in everything. You vibrationally match up to what you want where you are. Everything around you, matter, vibrationally matches who you are. So your perception of the world around you is tainted by your personal vibration. So anyway, I digress. The point I really wanted to focus on was more about my 3 words. So I am hooking up with this healer group, and I went to Florida and took a class, but there just wasn't really any healing going on there per se. There was a lot of love and a lot of good stuff and a lot of kumbaya, new age stuff that I haven't seen in a long time, but not really any real healing. So that doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's just wasn't happening there at that time. And it wasn't what I needed anyway. I just want to kind of see what was going on out there in the healers training world. So I went to weekend seminar training, got a certification. That makes me a healer. But anyway, the person would have to pull it out of me. I definitely know that I could do a physical healing on someone, but the person would have to meet me there vibrationally. I'm not strong enough to infiltrate their vibration. I don't know that anybody really is. Jesus went around and committed a lot of miracles committed like crimes, but performed miracles. We don't really know how this all went, but my perception of it now, from where my vantage point on the origin and destiny of man and how it all works, is that Jesus was more able to do miracles for people who were receptive. You know, you're not going to get the guy who's trying to disprove you and you come along and, you know, perform a miracle on him. But there's people who are believers, and believers they meet you halfway on the vibrational energy rise that you need to create something that we don't expect, called a miracle. But it's just vibrational change in a very abrupt way that doesn't usually happen. Super cold air coming into a hot room, right in the middle of the room. In a split second, it's going to dissipate, and homeostasis will make it all the same 72-degree air. But where'd that really cold air come from? Oh my God, that's a miracle. It's not. It's just pulling energy from somewhere else and bringing it to a current time and space. But Einstein taught about that. That was the reason I brought him up. And I sort of use him as my my flag I wave to and say, he's our recognized scientist. You're just not integrating his teaching. You don't really care about this energy side of things. But I guess my two scientists, Einstein and Tesla, because I love Tesla, because I listened to lots of reasons, but I listened to a audio tape recording where he was being interviewed. And I'm like, this guy's the bomb. He was all about spirituality, all about metaphysical, all about this stuff. And they all said, oh, I got all my information from the other side. It's all from the collective consciousness, from our soul source, from the light of divinity, from God himself, from my higher self. They can all call it what they want, but they're getting it from somewhere, and they know something's out there. So anyway, or that we're part of something. There's nothing out there. Everything is us. So my point is this. I got some text in on my phone. Let's be honest. I can't fake it. I can't remember where I was. Anyway, that's the problem with using your phone as a camera. And other things. My hand's getting tired and it's bouncing around. Somebody's saying something about flooring. Any interest in pieces? Like someone probably is cleaning their garage and has some flooring. Dan's a carpenter. He probably needs it. I hope that's not exactly it, and then they'll watch this video, some friend of mine, and be like, oh, you're complaining that's not the way you react when you send me text? For the record, it was an unknown number. It had a phone number that I don't know phone numbers, I only know names, so it's someone I don't really know that well. So I can't be judging you. I'm just reacting to the words. But anyway, all right, so joking aside, let's get back to a good hot topic. My 3 words. So I go to, that healing thing didn't really do anything for me. So there's a woman in Colorado who will do an energetic healing of you, a regrounding, a reset, a download. They have all kinds of funny words for this stuff, because who knows how to really explain what energy is doing to you. But you're going to get an energy blast, and she'll do it from Colorado. You go 30 minutes, you pay in advance. The next day you pick a time, and then you answer the phone, and she says, hey, and she says, all right, I'll just stay here on the phone, and we'll start in a minute. And we start, and 30 minutes later, she's like, how are you feeling? Take your time. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If you don't, you want to just sit with what's going on, then you can just say, I'll talk to you later and call me back, or whatever you want to do. That's it. $150. Any right-thinking, intelligent man would say, you got jacked, you got ripped, but you're not sensitive energetically, then you don't get this point. But anyway, here's the real gem. It's been 3 words that have been life-altering, really, that came out of that meditation. So I just was meditating while she was doing whatever she was doing, probably sleeping. I'm kidding. But anyway, so she's, praying for me, about me, with me, holding her highest vibration, connecting us, all the things that she can do on her end that just happened. She doesn't know how. Who cares? You don't try to explain this stuff. But anyway, so you just play with it. And so I'm meditating, and 3 words come to me, I don't know. And I'd had situations prior to that I never connected, and I didn't even connect when I was there in my meditation. But I'm like, wait, these pieces are all lining up. But where one of the challenges there was a chart of where you were spiritually on an energy scale that another guy who has channeled information came up with this chart. But anyway, when you read it, you're just like, yeah, I think that's all pretty accurate, even though it's like, how are you going to scientifically prove any of this stuff? But basically, that vibrationally, my challenge of the energy I was just leaving to the next energy up is information, needing to know something, needing to know how things are. Like I would use science and stuff like that as my way of sort of, you know, sifting out what's going on vibrationally with the planet and things like that. I always was questioning that a little bit, to be honest, but the inclination would be that I could go too much that direction. And I almost could have been a scholarly person, but in my mind, I don't think so. But so I think I'm farther away from that vibration than my guess on the chart really is. But anyhow, the push off from that lower vibration was to lose the idea that you need to know anything. Now, there's some people who don't know anything, but think they want to know something and are trying to know something, but they can't because they're really in a low vibration and they just don't get it. It's not stupid. It's just you're at a low vibration. Things are only going to make sense at the vibration that you're vibrating at. So, that being said, these words, I don't know, were the release of any little traces of that energy of, is there something that I need to know? Is there something that I'm supposed to learn? Is there something that I'm supposed to do? And there isn't. And especially not something I'm supposed to figure out, because figuring anything out is next to impossible. There's so much depth. We got to first play with the fact that everything's vibration, and vibration creates the matter and the energy. So if that's the case, I'm about to be wonked by frisbees. I think I'm going to have to wrap this one up. It's 11 minutes anyway. So let's just leave it with the fact that I don't know was a good friend in many a meditation for a long time, and I really am appreciative of that. So I don't know, play with that if that means something to you. Anyway, see ya.